welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back in Tampa, Vikings and Redskins currently the two wild-card teams in the NFC. Panthers in the hunt at 6-5 as we head down to the field. And welcome in Sarah Walsh. Sarah.
Kenny, if that playoff picture looks a little cloudy to Cam Newton, it couldn't be more clear. He said without hesitation, he is positive this team is going to the playoffs despite that 3-game slide. Now, Ron Rivera knows things have gotten a lot more difficult for the Panthers. I asked him, with 5 games to go, what is your margin for error? He said right now it's at 0. We have to win. It doesn't matter how. He's been great down the stretch under Rivera. Carolina 23-8 in the month of December, and you guys know the calendar is flipped, but it sure doesn't feel like it down here on this field today.
Well, Sarah, the Panthers have lost 3 straight, their last 2 by a combined 4 points. Dirk Cutter's Buccaneers at 4-7, a win over San Francisco here last Sunday. 82 degrees, windy here in Tampa, partly cloudy skies. Panthers won the toss, elected to defer. So Graham Gano will get things started. Bobo Wilson is back deep for the Buccaneers, elevated from Tampa Bay's practice squad on Friday. We are underway in Tampa. Kick sails through the back of the end zone, so Jameis Winston and the Bucs will start at their 25-yard line. You mentioned during our open, Rodney, you thought it was one of the best games of his career last week against the Niners.
Well, it really turned into a less is more Jameis Winston. He wasn't trying to force the ball down the field. No interceptions, obviously. Turnovers have been the biggest issue with this football team. And look, he didn't pass up open receivers. Needed to see more of that. But the real challenge for him and this Bucs offense, do it 2 weeks in a row. They haven't done it so far this season.
No Deshaun Jackson today. Peyton Barber in the backfield. 3 receivers set as Winston throws to the outside on first down. It is Adam Humphries. Picks up a first down, gain of 11, knocked out of bounds by Captain Mutterland.
When you look at their offense, we keep talking about Adam Humphries as a complementary piece. Well, I think he's an essential piece. He absolutely lit this team up last time they played. 8 receptions, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He'll be a big piece of the puzzle for the Bucs offense today.
Leonard Wester starts at right tackle for the injured DeMar Dotson. On first down from the 36, it's Peyton Barber. Gains a couple out to the 38-yard line as we check out the Panthers defense.
We've mentioned already that they've struggled a little bit over the course of the year, but last meeting, this was the matchup of the day. It'll be the matchup of the day, too. James Bradbury absolutely eliminated Mike Evans. I know they had a bad taste in his mouth. Now, see if he can come with it today, too.
Second down at 7. It's Humphries. His second catch taken down by Dante Jackson. So it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Bucs.
And Dante Jackson missed all of last week other than the first snap. They usually like to match up speed with speed, height with height. That's why James Bradbury follows around Mike Evans. The other guy falls into the lap of the rookie, and he's had a pretty decent year this year, Kenny.
Chris Godwin matched up with Dante Jackson. 3rd down and 2 as Winston throws, and the catch is made for a first down by Godwin. Chris Godwin, the second-year receiver out of Penn State, gains 10.
Chris Godwin has really come into his own, hasn't he? The last 3 games, Kenny, 14 targets, 14 receptions. They throw the ball to him, he catches it, and you see why. He's just big. He's got good body control, great hands, and he's competitive. That's what you love about this young football player. He gets overlooked a lot because of some of the other talent.
Godwin slot to the right. Play action on first down. Winston was looking to go deep. Now he takes off. And he gains 6 yards to the Carolina 40.
Saw this last week, right, Kenny? Very similar situations with Jameis Winston. He throws not there. There's no reason to force it. I like what I've seen from him in this first drive already, just because he's not trying to force the ball to guys that aren't open down the football field.
He has completed his first 3 pass attempts. On 2nd and 4, Barber found a big hole. And he takes it all the way down to the 23-yard line of the Panthers. 17 yards for Peyton Barber.
Well, Ali Marpet and Donovan Smith on this side of the line do a great job sealing this block. Look how big that hole is. Both of us can run through that hole. We're old men. But Peyton Barber has been so good this year. If he had more opportunities, I continue to say this, he would be one of those top caliber backs in the NFL.
Well, maybe you can.
I trust that you still got some game in you. We played some touch football yesterday, Kenny.
We did.
You scored a touchdown.
Our team lost, though.
Yes, I know.
I'm a team guy. First and 10 from the 23. And this time, Barber looking more like me than you. Loses the yard. Luke Kuechly, the tackle.
Well, Luke Kuechly, if there's been one consistent on this defense, it's absolutely Luke Kuechly. He leads them in tackles by a large margin. He's quarterback on the football field. It goes without saying how good he is diagnosing and reading plays. And they've been using him a lot more as a blitzer, Kenny. They blitzed off the edge on that play and got a nice tackle for loss for this Panthers defense.
Bucs empty the backfield. They have two tight ends. And young wide receiver Justin Watson on the field for the first time. Second down and 11. As Winston steps up, takes off, inside the 15, the 10, has a first down to the Carolina 6-yard line.
Good coverage on the back end from Carolina playing man-to-man. But what you love about this is the quick decision that Jameis Winston makes here. I've seen times in the past where he's held onto this ball, tried to find somebody open late, trying that second reaction play. He decides that I'll just take it myself. And I love how aggressive he has been as a runner these past 2 weeks.
Alan Cross in at fullback following the season-long 18-yard run by Winston. Godwin slot to the right. First and goal from the 6. This is Barber. Knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line by Thomas Davis. A gain of 2. And when you talk about red zone defense, these teams are the 2 worst in the league statistically as far as allowing touchdowns in the red zone.
Yeah, in that last meeting a month ago, 8 red zone trips between these 2 teams, 8 touchdowns. So there's one area where the bleeding can't stop for Carolina. It's been down here inside a goal to go.
Second and goal. Winston fires. And it's incomplete. It was dropped. Looked like Brate initially was going to make the catch, but could not hang on.
Well, this is a tight window Jameis Winston's trying to throw this football into. And you're going to see, I think it's Shaq Thompson react back here. And that hit right there is what jogs the ball free of Cameron Brate's hands. Should have been a catch, though. Hit him in the chest, and it's close.
The 11th play of this drive coming up for the Bucs.
Well, this would be a great stand if the Panthers can get a stop here on 3rd down.
On 3rd and goal, Winston looking. Winston, nice touch. End zone, touchdown, Adam Humphries.
Oh, there's Adam Humphries. Started off the broadcast talking about him. That's his 5th touchdown catch in 5 games. And he continues to haunt the Carolina Panthers. Here he is inside, and this is just second reaction type of play. All quarterbacks are runners in the red zone, and he's always looking to get rid of this football. He knew that his receiver, Adam Humphries, was running late across the field. Nice touch. Great sure catch. Great opening drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Humphries had 2 touchdowns in the first meeting back in early November. A game won by Carolina 42-28.
Well, they made that look easy, Kenny. Very efficient again. Jameis Winston was. He got out of the pocket, created some yardage on the ground, and Adam Humphries starting this day off big again.
Cairo Santos adds the extra point. 4th time the Buccaneers have scored a touchdown on their opening drive this season. Winston to Humphries, 7-0 Bucs. There was a late flag thrown following the extra point. Carl Jeffers is our referee, over for a chat with Bucs head coach Dirk Cutter.
offside, number 26 defense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The result of the play is a successful field goal. Timeout. Correction, extra point. Timeout.
Humphreys, 7-0. 11 plays, 75 yards, and Jameis Winston ties a franchise record previously held by Josh Freeman, his 80th touchdown pass, tied for the most in Bucs franchise history.
Yeah, he's been good. You know, he's had his ups and downs. Obviously, you can talk about the suspension to start the season again. I think really the last 2 weeks he's come with a humble approach, really not trying to do too much, and that's all you can ask of your starting quarterback.
Kenyon Barner back deep. He will not have an opportunity to return this. Last time he returned a kick in the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. As Cam Newton will lead the Panthers offense out onto the field, a career high in completion percentage, quarterback rating, franchise record. And he's thrown at least 2 touchdown passes, Rondé, in his last 10 games.
He continues to be a unique challenge for defenses. His ability to run the football, this read option offense that they use, getting the ball to his best player, Christian McCaffrey. We know what he can provide. See if Cam Newton can answer that early Bucs touchdown drive.
On first down, it's Newton after the fake to McCaffrey. And he gains a couple. Out to the 27, Levante David made the tackle.
When I look at this offense, it's so much surrounded around the running back and quarterback, but DJ Moore has really come into his own in his rookie year. He's got most receiving yards and catches among rookie wide receivers. Really impressive kid, and he's the one guy, and I know they made an emphasis of this in the offseason, get some more speed on offense. He's the one guy that can do the extra things after the catch for this Carolina offense.
He has 17 receptions the last 2 games for Carolina. On 2nd and 8, Newton in trouble, wrapped up, down he goes. Kevin Minter with his first sack of the season.
Kevin Minter gets the surprise start, really, for Bucs fans. They've struggled really badly at this position. Here's Kevin Minter. This is just a little delayed blitz. You see the play action, and a lot of times quarterbacks turn their back to the defense. They don't see that guy. And you know Cam Newton is able to avoid this blitzer, but because of the play action, Kevin Minter comes in unnoticed, gets a big sack for this Bucs D.
Loss of 8, now 3rd down and 16. McCaffrey slot to the left. Panthers must get to the 35 for a first down. As Newton throws, and it is picked off by Andrew Adams. Adams with his 2nd career pick. The Bucs, who did not have a takeaway by their defense in 7 straight games, 2 interceptions last week against the Niners, and now another one by Adams.
Well, watch the seam dropper. Levante David right here. Adams gets the interceptions, but you're playing cover 2. You have to stay back. It's easy for Levante David to look at Christian McCaffrey there and kind of jump up, but he stays back, gets the tip, and then Johnny on the spot, Adams with the interception. And Cam has been really good protecting the football, but in the last 2 weeks, the Bucs sealed their San Francisco win with the 2 interceptions. They come up with a big one here at the beginning of this football game.
Well, not the start the Carolina Panthers had in mind, coming off 3 consecutive losses. They allowed the Buccaneers to march 11 plays, 75 yards, and now they turn it over. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Winston over the top, and that's broken up by Luke Kuechly, pass intended for Peyton Barber. Second and 10 upcoming for Jameis Winston. And this Buccaneers offense, 1st in the league in yardage, averaging 454 yards per game. They've had 5 500-yard games this season. That's one shy of an NFL record. Their offense has put up big numbers, but they're just 4 and 7. Here's Barber. Barber gains a couple. Eric Reed comes up to make the tackle, so it will be 3rd down and 8 as the Bucs look to capitalize on the Carolina turnover.
Well, this is a challenge now for this Carolina defense. You start the game, you give up a long opening touchdown drive, and then you get a sudden change. Just call it sudden change when you get a turnover that puts you into the red zone. And the good defenses across the leagues take this challenge and get off the field and try to hold the opposing team to a field goal attempt. Let's see if they're able to do that. They haven't been able to get home much this year with a 4-man rush, so expect the defensive coordinator, Eric Washington, to bring some pressure here.
Third down at 9. The Quiz Rogers in the backfield. Play clock is winding down. Buccaneers need the 10 for a first down. Winston moving to his left. And now crosses the line of scrimmage and takes it out of bounds at the 17. So the Bucs will send out the field goal unit.
And good job by Carolina there. They gave the illusion of pressure. Thomas Davis standing in the line of scrimmage and then just popped back out in zone coverage. And Jameis Winston couldn't find a way to get rid of that football. And good job by them setting up this field goal opportunity.
So here's Santos. Played 2 games with the Rams earlier this season. Replaced Chandler Catanzaro here in Tampa last month. 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Ryan Agger places it down. Santos from 35 extends the Buccaneers lead. Following the interception on the deflection, Andrew Adams comes up with the pick. 10-0 Tampa Bay. Well, the clock is certainly ticking on these Carolina Panthers, who started the season 6-2. They have lost 3 straight games and trail this one 10-0.
Putting a lot of pressure on their offense early. Down 10-0 on the road. It's hot out here. Of course, Sarah Walsh is down there sweating. It was 40 degrees early in the week. They probably thought they were getting good weather. It's blazing down there.
This is Barner. Kenyon Barner with the Patriots earlier this season. Faced them with the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Returns it out to the 27-yard line. So here comes Cam Newton. Sacked on the second play on the Panthers' opening possession, and then threw a pick on the next play.
Now, Kenny, this offense really has done their job over the course of that 3-game losing streak. They didn't play well against Pittsburgh. Nobody on their team did, but they gave themselves the opportunity to win those other 2 games and just haven't been able to get it done as a team.
Here's McCaffrey, and he gets bottled up. Nowhere to go. Jason Pierre-Paul leading the way for Tampa Bay.
This Bucs defense has been beat up all season, Kenny. But the good news for them, Levante David, who we've already mentioned, is back in the lineup. So too is Justin Evans, a safety. But go start digging into the snaps, and you're amazed. I was amazed that they have the most defensive snaps by rookies in the entire league. And it's not an excuse, but it's just the reality of what they've had to deal with this year. They've been very inconsistent. They've really come on here in the past month, though, as a unit.
They are without a couple of starting corners, Brent Grimes and Carlton Davis today. Newton with time and some miscommunication, and now a flag is thrown. Greg Olsen was held by Darius Taylor.
He's just trying to shake Darius Taylor in the middle of the field, and Greg Olsen's not going to be confused as anybody that's shifty, but
Pass interference, number 53, defense, automatic, first down.
But it's just this little delay. These 2 guys right here, just going to set up over top of the ball. He's going to put his back to the defender and choose which way to go. A little option route. And Darius Taylor guessed wrong. Easy call for the back judge.
So no miscommunication. It was a clear hold by Taylor. First down for the Panthers. Newton swings it out. This is DJ Moore, rookie out of Maryland, and he's able to fight his way up close to the 40-yard line. You talked about Moore earlier. His numbers over the last 2 weeks. He's really had a terrific second half of the season. First wide receiver drafted.
It was nice to talk to him this weekend, too. He's really kind of a humble kid. I'm amazed when I put the tape on and watch how significant he is with the ball in his hands. And you talk to Norv Turner, you talk to Cam, they kind of joke about it. When he gets the ball on reverses and screens or whatnot, he plays full speed. He's got a ways to go as a route runner. He's a really dangerous football player. This Carolina offense has really learned to use in the past month or so.
Here's McCaffrey up the middle. First down and more. Christian McCaffrey still going. Inside the 30, the 20, and he's tripped up inside the 10-yard line.
Well, speaking of dangerous, It's the most dangerous back in NFL right now. Christian McCaffrey is just a special runner, and I know there were the questions about him being a runner, but this read option is so difficult to deal with because it messes with your eyes. You get one guy out of their gap, and all of a sudden, this guy's speed and explosion can gash you, and really good effort there by Justin Evans, saving that touchdown at the end. Just clicking the heels, not able to come out of it.
53-yard run. He had a 59-yard scamper last week.
And then turned around and took the next snap. Let's see if he does it here.
Newton rolling right, throws. McCaffrey makes the catch, dives to the pylon. He's in, touchdown. What a response by the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely, and you knew it was going to be these two guys, Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey, that would be involved in this. And we mentioned it last week. He had that 59-yard run. The next play went to him. Here you go. This is a little swap boot, just free release. Jordan Whitehead's eyes are bad, looking away from his responsibility, and Cam Newton makes a tough catch for Christian McCaffrey, but it's a nice play and gets to the end zone. This kid, all he does is score touchdowns. He is really an amazing young football player.
That's his 11th score this season. Last week against Seattle, franchise record 237 yards from scrimmage. Graham Gano adds the extra point. So McCaffrey on back-to-back plays, 61 yards. First a 53-yard run, and then an 8-yard pass. Newton to McCaffrey, Carolina within 3. Only 4 plays, 73 yards. The big play, the 53-yard run by Christian McCaffrey.
This guy's on his way to 1,000. There hasn't been a lot of guys that have done it. I remember a couple of seasons ago, David Johnson in Arizona was getting close, and he ended up getting hurt in the last game of the season. He didn't make it. I think he has a realistic chance to doing it, since I think Marshall Faulk was the last person that was able to accomplish that. But the way that they use him, a good chance he'll get it this season.
Right, only Marshall Faulk and Roger Craig back in '85, the only 2 that have done it. So the Panthers pulled to within 3. They started the season with a record of 6-2. During that stretch, they allowed 22 points a game, but over the last 3, all losses, 34 per game, including Steelers putting up 52.
Well, they continue to talk about complementary football. It's all Cam Newton talks about, and really it's kind of a shot at the defense, because the offense has put up some points. The defense in close games just hasn't been able to make a play to win it for them.
They scored 27 in the loss to Seattle last week. Here's Barber on first down, found a hole, and Peyton Barber is out to the 35-yard line. Thomas Davis finally brought him down.
Just a very patient run here. You know he can run for power. He's got great feet. I love watching his feet work in the hole, and he's shiftier and quicker than you think he is, and just the finish of runs. Every time I do a Bucs game, I end up talking about how he finishes runs. All those other things considered, he's a really good football player.
Every time you work a Bucs game, which is pretty frequent these days. Winston on first down, throws, and it's caught at the 40-yard line by Mike Evans. That's his first reception today as we head to Los Angeles. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. So 6th seed in the AFC, the Ravens trailing in Atlanta, but Lamar Jackson making his first career road start. Running the option keeps it himself for that 13-yard score. Ravens up 7-3. Kenny, Rhonda, and Sam.
All right, thanks, Carissa. Buccaneers and Falcons with the same record, 4-7. Look at the AFC North standings. Not much this time for Peyton Barber. Kyle Love in on the tackle, so it will be 3rd down and 4 for this Bucs offense.
A little bit more balance in the play calling today for the Buccaneers. You know, they're pass first, they're pass hungry. they almost run it reluctantly. They've got 10 rushes to the 7 passes, and some of that's been Jameis Winston, but you get in this 3rd down situation here, and you're going to see Carolina put all those guys on line scrimmage, give you that illusion of pressure, see what they bring here.
Winston sacked back at the 35-yard line on 3rd down. Mario Addison, who had 3 sacks in the previous meeting, along with Kyle Love.
Well, this is a mismatch for Mario Addison. Jaquiz Rogers over here is going to try to come get Mario Addison. There's just no way. He tries to go low. I think he was expecting the ball to come out quick. Jaquiz Rogers was, but the coverage was good down the field. And he gets, yes, another sack against these Buccaneers. Way to get off on third down for the Panthers defense.
Bunting from his 26-yard line, Brian Anger. It's the first part of the game on either side. And the ball is bobbled and knocked out of bounds by Barner. So it will be Carolina possession. Late first quarter here in Tampa. NFL players showcasing their passions on their cleats this weekend, Rondé. It's the My Cause, My Cleats campaign.
Cam Newton Foundation, those wounded warriors were Christian McCaffrey's. So yeah, this is a great cause. To get 3 weeks to wear these things this year, I think it's a fantastic gesture by the NFL to allow them to do this.
Some of the coaches wearing special cleats as well. Panthers back to work, trailing by 3 as Newton throws near side, catches made out at the 31-yard line by Greg Olsen.
Oh, he's still doing it, Greg Olsen. He doesn't have nearly as many targets as he has in the past, but he can always do this, get to the top of his route and run away from defenders. It's what he's always been good at. And of course, he has those sure hands. It's a very nice throw, though, by Cam Newton, his tight end in stride.
Prior to that play, while we were in commercial, the ball was spotted back at the 20 because on the muff by Barner, his teammate Golden batted the ball forward out of bounds. So the Panthers lost a couple of yards, but now McCaffrey picks up another Carolina first down. Out to the 43-yard line. Christian McCaffrey, who had that 53-yard run earlier, gaining 10.
They do so much with reverses and jet sweeps, and look at Clark get out front pulling here, and just it challenges your eyes as a defender. All they want to do is be able to get you taking one step in the wrong direction and it gets you on the edge. And no matter who they played this year, they've accomplished that exact goal. And especially when they're in football games, they can keep relying on this running game to drive it.
Half minute to go on the quarter as DJ Moore shifts into the backfield along with McCaffrey. Off the fake to McCaffrey, Newton sacked. For the second time today, it is Levante David. Minter had the sack earlier, and now David comes in to bring down Newton.
Cam Newton did not even see that coming. Again, a little bit of delayed blitz, just taking a second. Levante David, nobody over there to block. Another big sack for the Bucs defense.
That's 22 of the last 7 games for Tampa's D. And the 1. Bucs lead by 3.
Well, there's Levante David in your highlight right there, but watch the offensive line move this way, and it's a full slide away from this pressure, and because it's play action pass, Cam Newton's in the fake. Christian McCaffrey, who would normally be a blocker on that side, is vacating the area, and it's an easy layup sack for Levante David.
So we start the second quarter, second down and 17 for Carolina. As Newton throws underneath, it's McCaffrey able to break one tackle, gain some extra yardage out to the 46.
And there's Mark Duffner, who became the defensive coordinator after they fired Mike Smith in early November. And look, since then, they've gotten simpler on defense. You're creating more pressures with 4 and 5 blitzers, and the defensive line has really come alive. Over the course of this change on coordinators, they're second in the league in sacks. Been real creative, been real patient with some of these young guys, and they're getting the results they need.
Third down and 7. Panthers must get to the Bucs 46 for a first down as Curtis Samuel makes an adjustment, but the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass as Greg Olsen limps off.
Well, that doesn't look good for Greg Olsen, but here's the pressure. You see all those guys at the line of scrimmage, the twist games up front delayed, and Cam Newton has time in the pocket to throw this football, but just a little bit low and underneath what Samuel is able to get. But really the big concern here, Kenny, is Greg Olsen. He had that foot injury that earlier in the season, and He had been good for the better part of a month and a half, but he saw him limping off there. Have to keep an eye on that.
They missed 3 games earlier this year. Pilardi punts for the first time. Humphries lets it go, bounces into the end zone. So the Bucs will start at their 20 when we return after this message from Bose. Buccaneers with a 3-point lead will start from their 20-yard line. Tampa Bay scored on their first 2 possessions. And Adam Humphries touchdown and then a field goal set up by an interception by Andrew Adams. Alex Kappa in at right guard for Tampa Bay. Played 25 snaps last week. Rookie out of Humboldt State as Mike Adams makes the catch. Gain of 7. Mike Evans, his second reception today.
You know, and last time these 2 teams played, it was Mike Evans, James Bradbury, and a lot of times they were getting James Bradbury on the line of scrimmage, and he was just getting hands and chest and beating up Mike Evans. But you see the clear directive for the Bucs. They're going to bring Mike Evans into the closer to the core of the defense. They're going to get James Bradbury to have to play off. I think that's where he may be a little bit less likely to be as impactful against the big receiver.
On 2nd and 3, pass over the middle, caught for a first down and more. Chris Godwin inside the 30, finally taken down by Dante Jackson at the 25-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. A 48-yard pass play.
Just a quick little slant, right? But look at all these defenders vacate the area here. There's nobody underneath coverage. Dante Jackson's outside leverage, no safety in the middle to get Chris Godwin on the ground. It turns into a huge gain for this Bucs offense, and you wonder, Kenny, why they put up so many yards? Because they have so many options, so many receiving options to take advantage of. If they see a one-on-one matchup, they've been able to exploit it all season long.
First and 10 from the Carolina 25 as Ronald Jones bounces it to the outside. That's his first carry today. He had missed the last 4 games with a hamstring injury, the rookie out of USC.
And Ronald Jones is one of those guys, they were really waiting for him to get it. I don't know how better else to say it. Guy is explosive in space, but he hasn't been able to really find his way as a running in the running lanes, and he hasn't been great out of the backfield catching the football, so he hasn't been able to exploit that talent that he has out in the open field.
Second round pick by the Bucs, gained 3 yards on first down. On 2nd and 7, it's Jones again. Thomas Davis to tackle. And now the Buccaneers are back inside the 20. Now Jaquiz Rogers will replace Jones. 3rd down and 3 for Tampa Bay. Bobo Wilson on the field. Cameron Brate, tight end, split out wide to the right. Empty backfield for the Bucs.
This is their favorite formation, it seems like. Get empty, make sure under all this zone coverage, they can get some free runners underneath.
Winston on 3rd down, throws, it's complete. First down to the 6-yard line for Adam Humphries.
Again, there you go. They expand the formation, get 5 guys out, away from the core, and if you're going to play zone coverage, you're just going to pick up and throw the football here. This is tough on Thomas Davis. A little option route, playing cover 2, because you see James Bradbury sitting in the flat, but he's not able to get there. There's too much space, and Adam Humphries just finds a way to sit down, and Jameis Winston makes a nice delivery, finds his favorite target of the day.
First and goal from the Carolina 6. Humphries shifts to the left side. Barber in the backfield. The handoff to Peyton Barber. Then initially by Julius Peppers, gains a couple down to the Carolina 4.
That was good gang tackling there by Carolina, led by big Julius Peppers. He hasn't been as effective as a pass rusher, but he does all the things right still. And being a strong, huge still, you know, defensive end, he just can run through tackles and guards and makes a nice play there. Second down though inside, you can really open up the playbook here. You can get Jameis Winston on the edge. You line 3 receivers up here to the bottom. Keep an eye on this tight end. He's at the top of your screen. That's Cam Brate.
On 2nd and goal, they keep it on the ground. Ball came loose. Panthers say they have it.
I think they're trying to decide here, the officials, whether or not he crossed the line before the ball came out.
Right, there's Barber on top of Carolina players. And then he lost the ball on top of one of his teammates. But you're right, Rondé. Did he cross the goal line? Did he cross the plane before the ball came loose?
Still don't have a signal, and it's hard to tell.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered in the end zone by the defense for a touchback.
Not ruled a scoring play, so it would have to be challenged. But the ruling on the field is a fumble and a Carolina recovery in the end zone. I think the heat got to me, Rondé. Not a scoring play, but it was a turnover, so it's an automatic review. As we welcome in Dean Blandino. Dean, do you think the ball crossed the goal line before Barber lost the ball?
I do. I do think it crosses the goal line before he loses it. A couple things here. They ruled fumble, so they said that he was up on bodies. It does appear to be
Ruling on
a
the field
fumble
has been confirmed. A fumble recovered by the defense.
All right, Dean, so the ruling on the field confirmed it is a Tampa Bay turnover.
Yeah, they're confirming that it was a fumble, that he was on bodies. And what they're saying is they didn't have enough to either determine whether that ball broke the plane or not, so they let that part stand. It was a fumble recovered by the Panthers.
All right, thanks, Dean. So Carolina takes over at the 20. Fumble recovered in the end zone. Here's McCaffrey bouncing it to the outside. There is a flag.
And I got to tell you, Kenny, that's the tough thing about being a runner with the football, trying to extend. Even though you're near the goal line.
Holding, number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on the right tackle, Taylor Moton.
Even as you're at the goal line, if it crosses your possession, yes, it's a touchdown, but you're also exposing yourself to the fumble. And it's hard to blame Peyton Barber for doing that because he clearly thought he was going to get the line to gain. Unfortunately, he hit the shoulder of his left tackle, Donovan Smith, and Luke Kuechly is right there to pick up the fumble. I agree with Dean. There wasn't nearly enough evidence right there to prove otherwise. If it would have been ruled a touchdown, I'm sure they would have kept it a touchdown.
Right. So it's the first turnover for Tampa Bay. And this play is blown dead. On second down. False start.
Number 1, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Don't see that often, Kenny.
No. So back-to-back penalties committed by the Carolina Panthers. Ball placed back at the 5-yard line.
Cam Newton can be demonstrative as a play caller, barking out those ready-readies all day long. Got himself a little bit there and keep going back.
It is now first down and 25. Newton throws out of the end zone. Catch made out at the 17-yard line by Curtis Samuel. For more on the injured Greg Olsen, down to Sarah Walsh. Sarah.
Yeah, hey, Kenny, some unfortunate news. Greg Olsen will not return. It is that right foot. You saw him carted off the field. That's the same foot he broke in the season opener. Missed several games. The same foot that he broke last year and missed 9 games. We won't see him again today.
All right, thanks, Sarah. So tough news for the Panthers. He missed 3 games earlier with the right foot injury. Second down and 13. Newton's pass is caught by one of the backup tight ends, Ian Thomas, but
yeah, that's a tough. Yeah, sorry, Kenny. Sorry, partner. That's a tough injury for Carolina. He was off to a pretty good start here today. And as we look at this replay, as soon as he takes off, there's no contact. There's nothing really significant about him coming off the line of scrimmage there. And he knew right away that something was wrong. And you just hate to see that. Greg Olsen is such a good football player for this team, and it's going to be hard for these other 2 guys, Ian Thomas and Manhurst, to replace his productivity today.
Olsen, 12 seasons. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. Now third down and 13. Panthers must get to the 30 for a first down. Newton already sacked twice. Rolling to his right. Can't find anyone downfield. So Carolina will punt it away. The penalties killed the Panthers on that possession.
Yeah, well, the coverage was really good. You're going to see, I think this is Curtis Samuel at the top of your screen, come open late. By about that point, Cam Newton is out of the pocket. You see the zone defense with this Bucs team. It's nowhere to go because of the pressure up front. Cam Newton can do nothing but eat that football and take that sack.
Velarde punting from his 7. Humphreys deep. Humphreys lost the football, and then he falls on it. Right around the same spot where Varner had the issue earlier. Perhaps the sun a factor. Here's Adam Humphreys looking up into the sun, and there's a lot of wind down on the field, as Humphreys would eventually fall on it.
It's the second one we've seen, so yeah, there's some mitigating factors out there. Definitely the sun, but that wind was really strong. We were down there pregame.
1st and 10 for the Bucs from the 23, as Winston fires out to the 39-yard line. Mike Evans, and now he's shaken up.
I think, Kenny, when he went down to get this football, I think he landed on the football. Just watch as he goes down, catches this football, and he hits the ground so hard with the ball in his gut. And I think he just got that wind knocked out of him. Or maybe not. It's something happened with him here. It's hard to see what could possibly be the problem there. He's up and walking off the field.
The Bucs leading receiver, 3 targets, 3 catches today. Went over 1,000 yards for the 5th straight season last week. First 5 years of his career.
And he's benefiting today from a lot of off coverage by this Carolina secondary. And you got to imagine, Kenny, that because they've given up so many balls over the top, they're not taking the chance this afternoon.
Caleb Benenoch back in at right guard as Barber runs into the arms of Tari Poe as we head to Los Angeles for a game break. Kurt.
Well, this week, Devontae Adams says he believes he's the best receiver in football. He's making an argument. Already over 1,000 yards. This is his league-tying leading 11th touchdown reception of the campaign. Green Bay with their first score of the day, up 7-0 midway through the second quarter with Lambeau Leap against the Cardinals. Kenny and Rondé.
What was that, tying, leading, both? I lost Kurt there. Yeah, 50-degree difference between these two games. Snow on the ground before that game started.
Where'd it go?
80 degrees here.
2nd down and 11. Winston under pressure. Down he goes. Back at the 30-yard line. F.A. Obata with his 2nd sack of the season.
And he just runs around Donovan Smith here. F.A. Obata right there working on Donovan Smith, and he just beats him with speed. Good hand rip. James Winston has no chance trying to escape this pass rush, and I've seen him a couple of times. Kenny, you had some games earlier in the year where he really was productive. He's been up and down, all inactive this season, but he provides some speed. And Ron Rivera told us they're going to change some things along this defensive line because they haven't been able to get to the quarterback with their rushing.
Obama, the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, week 3, as Winston is taken down again. Back-to-back plays. K'Wan Short, his 3rd of the season.
You'll see pressure coming to the left side here. It's mostly over here, but K'Wan Short is right there. He's just working on Ali Marpet, and Ali Marpet leaves. He swims away from Donovan Smith and another sack. And K'Wan Short's a guy, he hasn't been very productive this year, and it's hard to figure out why. He's one of the highest players at the position, but hasn't been able to be as productive getting to the quarterback. Nice sack there.
Agger's punt, fielded at the 29 by Barner. Kenyon Barner is across midfield. There is a flag as Barner is finally taken down in Buccaneers territory at the Tampa Bay 41. But we'll check with Carl Cheffers. 30-yard return.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 53, return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
So it's coming back. Ben Jacobs, the guilty Carolina Panther. Carolina Panthers have run only 15 plays as you check out the wind here in Tampa. We had a quick start to this game with 3 scores on the first 4 possessions, but since then, 4 punts and a turnover. Panthers start from their 25-yard line as Newton escapes. Newton across the 30, has a first down as he leaps out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Gain of 15.
I'm not sure how he escaped this thing. Watch this packed pocket, just the entirety of it. Just watch it collapse in on Cam Newton. Carl Nassib right there on the edge really gets behind the quarterback. It's a no-no for a guy that can get out of the pocket and run, and Cam Newton takes advantage of it, picks up the first down here. But we talked about that time possession. Give some credit to this Bucs defense. They've been able to get off the field. So far today, the Panthers have been 0 for 3 on 3rd down.
New set of downs for Carolina from the 40. The handoff to McCaffrey, bounce it to the outside. Saw him hurdle a couple of players. That is nothing new from Christian McCaffrey, but he is stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, great play here by Davante Harris right here at the end of the line of scrimmage. You know, as a corner, I used to hate this. These big offensive linemen come out and get in front. What do you do with them? Cut them. Get them on the ground so the runner has to avoid, and then hope that the posse comes and tackles this dangerous Christian McCaffrey. They're able to do a good job there. And Davante Harris, again, starting at corner because no Brent Grimes, no Carlton Davis in the lineup today for the Bucs.
Been a couple of years with the Saints. 2nd down and 10. Newton is out near midfield after the fake to McCaffrey.
I had to tell you what, King, back in the day, we used to call all this read option, you know, these quarterback runs. These were like gimmicky type plays, but there's not an offense that I've seen in the NFL that has really trickled up from college football and been able to sustain this. This offense has been doing this all year long with Cam and Christian, and again, it's just a challenge for a defense trying to manage who has the football on any particular play. Then you throw in the 2 wide receivers or 3 wide receivers that run the ball as well. It's tough.
Right. Sometimes tough on us up in the booth as well.
No question about that.
1st and 10 from the Bucs 49 as Newton throws. Guess who? McCaffrey. Another Carolina first down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning here in Tampa as McCaffrey gains 11 more yards. Panthers on the move, trailing the Bucs by 3. Back in Tampa, Kenny Albert, Rondé Barber, Sarah Walsh. Tampa Bay Bucs with a 10-7 lead on the Carolina Panthers, who are driving. 2 minutes remaining. They have all 3 timeouts without tight end Greg Olsen, injured earlier in this quarter. We're on the 38-yard line of the Bucs. This is McCaffrey. McCaffrey first down to the Tampa Bay 25-yard line. 13 more yards for Christian McCaffrey.
You know what, Kenny? Whenever you watch the Panthers, they almost give you a little bit of a tell. When Christian McCaffrey is lined up like a yard behind Cam Newton, it's almost always play action or this read option, but look at this guy running space. His vision is outstanding. You know, being able to set up your blocks as a runner is a challenge. A lot of young guys can't figure out how to do it. He does it as good as anybody in the league already.
105 yards from scrimmage here in the first half for McCaffrey. Franchise record 237 last week. As Newton sets, and now he throws. End zone, broken up. Terrific play by Davante Harris, who kept the ball away from Curtis Samuel.
Well, this is just a great recovery by Davante Harris. Watch him right here. Double move by Curtis Samuel. He looks like he's open. Cam Newton maybe put a little bit of air under this ball, but watch him lay out and make a nice play on that ball. And I know Curtis Samuel's thinking that's a touchdown right there. And fantastic play by the young corner. Again, he was out of the building. He just came back into the building a couple of weeks ago, and because of the injuries in the secondary, he's had to step up and get a start today.
Without Grimes and Davis, lost Hargraves earlier this season. 2nd and 10. Off the fake to McCaffrey. This pass is picked off. It's the 2nd interception for the Tampa Bay Bucs today. And it's taken by Javian Elliott all the way into Carolina territory.
That's another guy that was on the practice squad, not on the regular roster to start the season. Hey, I got to appreciate this one, Kenny. He's a nickelback. That's pretty much all he does for this team. He's right here, and these are the ones you dream about. Quarterback thinking he has a slant outside, just running through a window and catching the ball that's thrown to you. Big play by this Bucs defense. They've been doing it all day today, and we continue to talk about the improvement of this unit. It's these young corners having to step up and play. They've got 2 takeaways today. Great job, Javen Elliott.
First of his career, he was on the practice squad earlier this season. Returns at 50 yards. 2 Bucs in their first career picks last week, and now Elliott. So he's 46 behind your franchise record as well.
Thanks for pointing that out to him.
So now with 1:05 remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Bucs from the Carolina 32. As this pass bounces away from the intended receiver, Cameron Brate, Captain Munnerlyn defending.
I got to tell you, that's a big takeaway by this Bucs offense. Carolina's getting the ball at half, and I'm not sure that Cameron Brate was ready for this football. Just hit him in the chest, but good coverage by Captain Munnerlyn. He got beat on a long touchdown run or pass last week that set up the field goal that lost the game for him, but good coverage there on the tight. That's a tough matchup for Captain Munnerlyn just because of the size difference.
Second time the Bucs have started a drive in Carolina territory in this half. Mike Evans makes the catch for a first down. And he's finally tackled at the Carolina 12-yard line.
I'll tell you what, all this off coverage, this is not in James Bradbury's best interest because Mike Evans is so good and because of the anticipation of the quarterback receiver. That Mike Evans is not even looking for that football, and it's hit him in the gut as soon as he turns around. Very accurate pass and great concentration and catch by Mike Evans there.
Timeout taken by the Bucs. What's coming up at halftime, Kurt?
On the forecast for the Visa halftime, Baltimore tries to bring a downpour into Atlanta. The sun is shining down there in Houston, where they will take on the Cleveland Browns over here. And the Broncos get a chilly reception in Cincinnati. Turn up the heat wherever you are. The Visa halftime is next.
Is Kurt ever a weatherman?
In his next career, perhaps?
I think his career is going to be right where it is.
Thanks, Kurt. We look forward to the Visa halftime report. 1st and 10 from the Carolina 12. As the catch is made, taken down to the 3-yard line by Brate.
Cam Brate's just a great red zone option. I don't know if there's a guy that Jameis Winston's been around in his career that he's more comfortable with throwing the football to down here. He had a touchdown last week. Lined up in your slot right there. See if he goes to him here again.
Bucs let about 10 seconds run off the clock, and then they call timeout. They have 1 remaining. It's their 4th trip into the red zone, Rondé. A touchdown, a field goal, and then the fumble at the goal line. Well, just 6 days, the MLS Cup will be lifted in front of one of the most electric crowds in all of sports. Atlanta United and the Portland Timbers, Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. I know you'll be checking it out, Rondé.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta United, first season. Great. They pack them into the dome down there. Don't watch a lot of MLS. Watch enough of it, though. I'll check that one out.
Now you keep an eye on soccer overseas.
Sure. Every Saturday.
30 seconds remaining from the Carolina 3-yard line. Flag is thrown.
Pretty sure this is a hold on Donovan
Holding.
Smith.
Number 76.
Yeah.
Offense. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You are correct. The left tackle.
You could just see him tackling. Who's ever lined up over top of him. He brought him to the ground. Donovan Smith is having a tough day today. This is Donovan Smith right here. One guy in from the inner line scrimmage, and watch as K'Wan Short gets into the backfield. He just brings him to the ground. And someone could be somewhat considered a touch ticky-tacky foul, because it looked like K'Wan was going to the ground anyways. But
now with 26 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 11. The Bucs could actually pick up a first down without scoring. They have 1 timeout remaining. Winston moving to his left. Looking. Now he throws, and that is broken up, intended for Godwin. Eric Reed stepped in front of him.
Well, that was ill-advised. That was the first really poor decision that I've seen Jameis Winston make. You cannot turn the ball over in this situation on the field here. They've got a bunch of red zone turnovers this season. 6 on the year is the most in the NFL. Great defense by Chris Godwin right there. This would have been another one, this Bucs offense.
So it is now 3rd down and 11 from the Carolina 13. 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Carolina will get the ball first following halftime. Winston on 3rd down. Winston throws back of the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Godwin.
Now that, Kenny, was a good decision and a really great improvised route by Chris Godwin. They're playing cover 2 here, Kenny, and it's old Tampa 2. You see the middle linebacker run through, corner in the flat, safety deep right here, and then just watch Chris Godwin. He's supposed to take this ball over, but as soon as Jameis Winston gets out of the pocket, corner's got to stay back. He's not able because his eyes are dirty, as Ron Rivera likes to say, and Jameis Winston just fires it in over his head, and Chris Godwin with those sure hands brings in a tough catch for a touchdown.
Godwin's 5th score of the season, 1st in the last 7 games. Santos with the extra point. So the Bucs capitalize on another Carolina turnover. There's Javian Elliott, who came up with the interception, 50-yard return. And Jameis Winston is now the franchise record holder, his 81st career touchdown pass.
Well, he's very fortunate because the play before that could have easily been an interception. But again, same thing we saw last week with Jameis Winston, his ability to get out of the pocket, and you got to question what Carolina is doing at the edge of their defense. They know they have to contain him, and they haven't been able to today, and he's had some big plays because of it.
This game is huge for Carolina. They now trail by 10. They've lost 3 in a row. Minnesota at 6-4-1. Washington, Seattle, Carolina, all 6-5. And the Panthers still have 2 games left with the Saints.
This is brutal right here. Those 3 games, obviously 4 of them, including today, are division games. But Cleveland, who's had a pretty nice run of form, is going to be a tough one on the road. And you know, we continue to talk, Kenny, in our meetings, and just when we put up these graphics, how jumbled and parodied out the NFC is. It's really the same way in the AFC, but in the NFC, it's anybody's ball game who's going to make this last spot into the playoffs over the last 5 weeks.
Panthers were 6-2. They went to Pittsburgh on a short week following their 42-28 win over the Bucs. Went to Pittsburgh on a Thursday night, blown out 52-21. Then they had extra rest, lost in Detroit by 1 when Ron Rivera, down by 1, went for the 2-point conversion instead of kicking the extra point to tie the game late. They led late against Seattle last week, lost by 3. So here they are at 6-5, trailing by 10. 2 interceptions thrown by Cam Newton in the first half, both leading to points for Tampa Bay.
Oh, both of them were really good plays by defenders. First, Levante David falling inside on that pass and tipping it to Adams, and then Javian Elliott just being a little baller and underneath coverage. I love nickelbacks that can pick off slant routes. And those were big. Both led to touchdowns for Tampa Bay, and Cam Newton's got to find a way to protect the football. Obviously, this is a team that hasn't created a lot of turnovers, but they got 4 interceptions in the last 2 weeks now, Kenny.
2 in the fourth quarter against the 49ers, and now 2 in the first half today after their defense went 7 games without a takeaway. So a big turnaround at the end of the second quarter with the interception. Buccaneers capitalized and lead the Panthers by 10. Winston, nice touch, end zone, touchdown, Adam Humphries. This pass is picked off. It's the 2nd interception.
Hey, I got to appreciate this one, Kenny.
Winston throws back of the end zone, touchdown, Chris Godwin. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. 2 touchdown passes for Jameis Winston in the first half. Buccaneers lead the Panthers 17-7. Kenny Albert along with Rondé Barber. For Carolina at 6-5, 3 straight defeats, Rondé. This is as close to a must win as you can get.
It's not close to it. It is must win. And, you know, they come into this football game knowing it's going to be a tough one on the road. Jameis Winston, Bucs offense played well last week, and their defense continues to be a little bit of a disappointment. They've given up long drives. They've given up some big plays, and you know, they're the ones that are going to have to step up and make a play. Somebody on that side of the ball, whether it's Luke Kuechly, whether it's James Bradbury in his matchup with Mike Evans, Thomas Davis, whoever, he's got to come up and make a galvanizing type play if this team is going to find a way to rally and win here on the road in Tampa.
Look at the first half numbers for Carolina. 53 yards on one McCaffrey run, 2 turnovers leading to 10 Buccaneers points.
And that time of possession at the bottom of your screen too has been pretty significant. Some long drives for Tampa. They've been 4-7 on third down, which has been good. And conversely, Carolina, who gets the ball here to start the second half, 0 for 3 on those third downs, plus those 2 Cam Newton interceptions that led to scores for Tampa.
Newton 6 of 10, only 10 pass attempts in the first half. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. As you mentioned, McCaffrey 76 yards on the ground.
And he only has 8 touches on the day. He's got those 5 carries. You mentioned the long 53-yarder, but only 3 catches. You know, you give some credit. Levante David's back for this Bucs defense. They've done a good job containing other than that big explosive run.
No Greg Olsen. He has been ruled out with the foot injury. Big loss for Carolina. Bonner is deep. Second half underway here in Tampa. So the Carolina Panthers, trailing by 10, will start at their 25-yard line. As we mentioned, only 10 attempts for Cam Newton in the first half. Touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. Only 5 carries, 76 yards with a long of 53. And McCaffrey leads the team in receptions as well. Only 1 catch by a wide receiver today for Carolina. Newton from the shotgun on first down. McCaffrey spins and gains a couple out to the 27-yard line.
That was a really nice job there by Darius Taylor. Linebackers keep talking about their eyes, challenging their eyes. He did a really nice job there, falling back with the runner. Because a lot of times this ball wants to go front side, and these real explosive runners, Christian McCaffrey being one of them, just want to wind it all the way back, cut back, and get an open space. But Taylor did a nice job following his suit and making a nice tackle there.
Empty backfield, second down and 8. Newton over the middle, it's caught. DJ Moore, his first reception today, and he picks up a first down out to the 44-yard line as we head down to the field. Check in with Sarah.
Hey, Kenny and Rondé, look, Ron Rivera, for all the issues they've had on defense, he said his #1 thing is they've got to protect the football better today. It's as simple as that. He said over and over again, we just have to protect it and we just have to win. As for the Bucs, Dirk Cutter said this team is doing awesome. The difference on defense for them has been discipline today.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Good stuff. Newton complete, far side. It's Moore again, his second straight catch. He's in Bucs territory to the Tampa Bay 45, another Carolina first down.
And I'd like to see DJ Moore continue to get involved here just because of what he can do after he has the ball in his hands. He's working against some corners that haven't had any playing time this year. Ryan Smith is at right corner. Devontae Harris, we already mentioned. These young guys, Javian Elliott in the slot, he's a guy that I think can take advantage of some of those matchups here in the second half.
Devin Funchess on the sidelines, does not have a catch today. This last week's game with a back injury as Newton fires downfield, and that is broken up. Intended for Curtis Samuel. You were just talking about Ryan Smith. He was defending.
Well, we've been talking about the wind a number of times here today. This ball just floats up in the wind, and this is, again, talking about discipline. Got to be discipline on top of deep balls, and Ryan Smith does a good job getting in the way of Curtis Samuel here. But watch this ball. It just kind of floats on Cam Newton. Curtis Samuel looks like he's going to be able to outrun him. The ball just doesn't get there.
Now 2nd and 10 from the Bucs 45. Newton complete. Jarius Wright stays on his feet. He's inside the 30, the 25, still going. And finally tackled at the 13-yard line by Jordan Whitehead.
The Bucs are going to bring pressure. This is Javian Elliott blitzing, so Jarius Wright points it out. You see it. Cam Newton sees it. They're on the same page. And then he's matched up against a safety coming from depth. Isaiah Johnson goes low and misses. And this is what you like about these little wide receivers in Carolina. Their run after the catch ability has been great this season.
Season-long 33-yard reception by Wright. Newton did not get rid of it, and he's down back at the 17-yard line. Vinny Curry makes the play.
Vinny Curry essentially lost his starting job to Carl Nassib. He's going to be at the top of your screen, working at right defensive end, running through Clark. Gets on the legs of Cam Newton, gets another sack. This is, again, where the best improvement of this Bucs defense has been the pressure on the quarterback. 23 sacks now, right, Kenny, since the change of coordinator, and Vinny Curry gets in on the party.
That's in the last 7 games. They have 3 today. Second down and 15. Newton complete near side. Curtis Samuel to the 9-yard line of the Bucs. So it will be 3rd down and 6.
Well, Carolina comes out with a nice opening drive here, and hey, look, they've been throwing the football. You know, it's nice to see that they're not just so reliant on running the football, the read option or whatnot. It's been play action pass, finding Curtis Samuel, finding DJ Moore, Jarius Wright with the big catch. Let's see who he goes to here. No Greg Olsen, so wonder who his target will be. These little receivers are not jump ball guys.
Bunches, top of your screen without a catch today. Newton on 3rd down, looking. There is a flag as Newton throws to the end zone. It's Funchess who makes the catch for a Carolina touchdown, but we'll check with the referee, Carl Jeffers.
I think, unfortunately, this one's coming back.
Holding, number 74, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
It is, Rondé. That's on the left tackle, Chris Clark.
You know, sometimes it's tough on offensive linemen. I'm not excusing this hold here, but Cam Newton holds on to this ball holds on to this ball for so long that he just has to hold on to JPP here as he's pushing through the pocket. And when he brings him to the ground, that's when the flag comes out.
I know you like your colors, little red, little yellow.
It's Christmas spirit. I put my Christmas lights up
this week. It is December.
Happy Hanukkah, by the way.
Thank you. You don't miss a thing.
I got 9-4.
3rd and long. Panthers have not converted on 3rd down today. Newton was under pressure, looked to get it through to McCaffrey, could not.
Oh, JPP has been so impactful as a Buck. He's right here, lined up on the left side of this defense. He moves all across the line, but gets a chip from Christian McCaffrey, but he's just hurries the throw of Cam Newton. He's looking for Christian McCaffrey, but because he's so long, he can't make the connection. And good job by this Bucs defense getting a stop. And that holding penalty comes back to haunt you here after that touchdown throw that would have been to Devin Funchess.
So here's Graham Gano, who has had his issues over the last couple of weeks. He's missed 2 of his last 4 after hitting 28 straight from 47 yards out. His kick is good. So the Panthers get 3 on their opening drive on the second half, trail by 7. Back in Tampa, Kenny Albert, Rondé Barber, Sarah Walsh. Tampa Bay Bucs with a 7-point lead early 3rd quarter. Here's Jason Pierre-Paul cooling off some ice on the back of his neck. He's had a terrific season for this Bucs defense, his first year at Tampa.
He absolutely has. So good.
Gano boots it through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Jameis Winston and the Bucs will start at their 25. How about his quarterback rating in the first half, Rondé? 145.8. 158.3 is a perfect number.
You can do that math, Kenny. I never understand quarterback rating. I just know that that's good. You know, he's been 12 of 16, 160 yards and those 2 touchdowns. So yeah, he's been, again, one potential mistake that ended up being an incompletion, but yes, he's looked as good as he did last week throwing the football, making smart decisions.
He has set a franchise record for career touchdown passes with 2 today. 81 in his career, gain of 2 as Alan Cross is tackled by Captain Munnerlyn, only the 2nd reception of the season for Cross.
Bucs are going to go a little bit of tempo here, and they do this periodically, time to time. Just get the quarterback to the line of scrimmage, and it's not really in an effort to go fast, just to put some stress, emotional or mental stress on the defense, trying to get lined up.
Ronald Jones was set up in the backfield. Now bottom of your screen as the Bucs empty the backfield. And Winston's pass bounces away from Adam Humphries, the intended receiver.
That's a big hit by Eric Reed. Coming to your screen, he's right here. Thought he had him. Ball's a little bit behind him, and Adam Humphries is protected there, but I think Eric Reed gets him in the chest. It's not quite in the head and neck area, but that was close. The way the league has been this year, I'm surprised there wasn't a flag thrown there.
So now 3rd down and 7. Winston's pass sails over the head of Mike Evans. There is a flag.
Pass interference. Number 24, defense, automatic. 1st down.
That's the first time today that I've seen James Bradbury in press coverage on the line of scrimmage, and that was a really good, strong body release by Mike Evans, and Bradbury knew that he was beat there a little bit, got that little hold, and pick up the 1st down by penalty for Tampa Bay.
James Bradbury, who grew up with Jameis Winston. They're a part of the Boys and Girls Club, played Little League football together in Alabama. Another flag as Peyton Barber is still going. Inside the Carolina 30.
This one's definitely coming back too. I think this is going to be a hold on Ryan Jensen.
Holding. Number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
It's Cameron Brate, the tight end.
I thought he got Ryan Jensen on the pull, but this is Cam Brate working on Shaq Thompson, and as he's trying to come back, he grabs his jersey. Penalty's a big issue here. Past couple of plays, Kenny, and sets Tampa back up 2nd and forever here, or 1st and 20. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot more pressure out of Carolina here this past couple of snaps. The first play of their drive was a blitz. Mike Evans' pass interference was a pressure, trying to get to Jameis Winston here.
1st down and 20. Humphries is tackled at the 35-yard line by Munnerlyn.
Good job by Captain Munnerlyn here. I mean, Adam Humphries is their screen runner. He gets them in the ball in space, and he likes to get vertical, and he's gashed some teams here, but I love how he comes to balance here and doesn't overcommit to making a tackle, oversell it. Waits till Adam Humphries makes his move and pulls him to the ground. It's a nice job.
5th reception for Humphries, gain of 5. 2nd down and 15. 3 receivers set. Winston takes off. And he's tackled at the 39-yard line by F.A. Obata. Gain of 4 on the play. 3rd and 11 coming up. Rondé for the Bucs.
Well, you're going to see this in a second, why this wasn't why it was a good decision by Jameis Winston. Dante Jackson jumps this route at Bobo Wilson. That's where he was looking. Good decision again. Pick up positive yards. Don't put the ball in harm's way unnecessarily. Give yourself a chance here on 3rd down.
Bucs must get to midfield for a 1st down. From the shotgun, Winston to the outside, and the catch is made by Chris Godwin for a Bucs 1st down. That's his 4th reception today in Carolina territory. An 18-yard connection on 3rd and 11.
Well, look at the soft coverage, Kenny. They're just so determined not to get beat over the top. Dante Jackson, just given that cushion, gets turned around by a good route by Chris Godwin, and then a very accurate throw again by Jameis Winston. And we know Chris Godwin, we talked about it earlier in the game. When he throw the ball to him, he's making the catch.
4 receptions for Godwin, 89 yards. From the 43 of Carolina, it's Barber. Up the middle, gains a couple. Time for another game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. So Giants trailing 14-10 when Eli Manning tosses to Odell Beckham, who buys some time, and then finds Russell Shepard wide open for this 49-yard score. Beckham's second passing touchdown of the season. The other one coming against Carolina. Giants lead this one 17-10.
All right, thanks, Carissa. As we checked in with Carissa, another Buccaneers penalty.
I wasn't quite sure who Carl Jeffers said that holding penalty was on, but flag came in from way deep, so likely somebody in that interior line. So again, penalties becoming somewhat of an issue on this drive here for Tampa.
First and 20 following the penalty. Winston runs it to his own man and now fires downfield into the end zone. Intended for Bobo Wilson. Dante Jackson defending.
Oh, they're going to throw another flag here, and they're thinking it's pass interference on Dante Jackson. I thought he did a good job here.
Pass interference, number 26, defense. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line.
That's a tough penalty for Dante Jackson. Huge penalty. He doesn't play this quite well. Watch, see how much space he gives Bobo Wilson here. He's way behind in coverage, but this ball is underthrown. It's not going to get there, and he's playing the football. That's not pass interference. He's playing the football. He just lays his hand on the back of Bobo Wilson. Bobo Wilson's going to the ground. That's unfortunate. That's a huge call in this football game.
The Bucs gained 52 yards on the penalty. Barber. No signal yet. He's in. Touchdown.
You're going to see David Mayo right here come in and take out Peyton Barber's legs, but he's able to get over the top, and yes, that ball crosses the goal line. And Bucs take advantage of a fortunate pass interference call on Dante Jackson. And that's tough. That's tough to stomach if you're the Carolina Panthers right now. Your defender does what I thought was a good job. Instead, they throw the flag and it's placed at the next play touchdown.
Here's Santos. Extra point is good. Buccaneers lead by 14. Barber into the end zone after a flag was thrown, and the Bucs gained 52 yards on that penalty. 6 plays, 75 yards. The big play, Rondé, the 52-yard pass interference penalty called on Dante Jackson.
Well, didn't like it, and you can see he's upset with it. If I were him, I've been in this position, I'd be upset with it too. But Bucs took advantage of it, scored a touchdown, and you feel they're firmly in control. Their defense has played well. Cam Newton's had a nice drive on that previous possession, but they're going to have to start creating some magic here to get back in this football game. Plenty of time left, though, Kenny.
Bonner lost it, regained, checked to see if he was still in the end zone. He was not. And he will be tackled shy of the 10-yard line.
The Bucs are just winning in all areas, right? Offense is playing well. Defense is doing their job. And then special teams, no options once he touches this ball out of the field of play. He has to take this out of the end zone. Now, if he muffed it and it went back into the end zone, he could have taken a knee.
Thought he had already come out of the end zone. So the Panthers will start from their 8-yard line. Tyler Larson in at right guard for Trey Turner. Panthers trail by 14, looking to avoid their 4th consecutive defeat. Their worst starting field position today. Curtis Samuel in motion. The handoff to McCaffrey. And he will take it out across the 10-yard line down to Sarah.
Kenny, you just mentioned Larson in for Trey Turner. He's over here on the sidelines. They're calling him questionable. It's a neck injury, but I'm seeing no action from him to put on a helmet or get back in there. Meanwhile, on the Bucs side of things, safety Justin Evans is out with a toe injury.
And he missed last week's game with a toe. Thanks, Sarah. 2nd down and 7. Newton rolling right. could not find anyone, and he throws it out of bounds. He was under pressure from Carl Nassib. 3rd and 7 upcoming.
Well, you know, Kenny, when they lost to Pittsburgh, that first of this 3-game losing streak, they were down in a football game, and they were forced to have to throw the ball to get back in it. They weren't very successful. I think this is a team, when they can run it and be close in games, they're way more effective. But when teams start being able to drop and Cam has to make decisions with the football, pushing it down the field, he's not able to complete the passes that he needs to. You saw him hold on to it right there. Big 3rd down here.
Panthers must get to the 18 for a first down. Newton on 3rd and 7 fires. It's caught by McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey picks up a first down. Out to the 26-yard line, a gain of 15.
But when all else fails, just find Christian McCaffrey. This is a tough matchup. Levante David's right here in your screen. He's got to try to push this guy out. And he told us in the meeting, which way do you want to miss with him? He said, you got to push him to the sideline because he has so much quickness getting inside. That's tough. Big first down there for Carolina, Cam Newton.
From the 26. Newton to the outside. DJ Moore makes the catch for a Panthers first down.
What a fantastic catch. If his feet are down here, this is an awesome catch. To me, it looked like he was going to be out of bounds, but yep, 1-2 and the drag. That's well done.
Gain of 11. Great job by DJ Moore.
And again, we mentioned it right at the beginning of the half. This is a guy, DJ Moore, really coming into his own as a wide receiver in this offense. And they're going to have to throw the football here. They're not going to be able to rely solely on the run. Look for him to, again, take advantage of some of these matchups, these young Bucs corners.
Without the injured Greg Olsen. Off the fake to McCaffrey. Newton in trouble, stays on his feet. He's already been sacked 3 times. Now he throws, and it's the tight end, Ian Thomas. So Newton able to escape the pressure, and the Panthers pick up another first down.
Well, Carl Nassib's rush here is wasted. Watch him right here. You absolutely cannot tackle Cam Newton high. He's too strong up top. Just shakes him off. It's really hardly even notices he's there. And good job by Cam, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for an outlet as he scrambled to his left and picking up Ian Thomas there for another big completion for Carolina's offense.
Another backup offensive lineman, Marshall Newhouse, is in the game at left tackle for Chris Clark. Newton on first down, throws, complete, Jarius Wright, and he will pick up another Carolina first down.
Well, so much for my theory that they're not throwing the ball well, but yes, they have some injuries on this offensive line right now. Clark just came back into the game, though, Kenny, so not sure what his affliction was there. But
Newhouse off to the sidelines. Marshall Newhouse, a 9-year vet, won a Super Bowl with Green Bay. He's made 70 starts in his career. So Clark back in for Newhouse. Remember, Carolina started this drive back at their own 8-yard line. Newton does a good job handling that shotgun snap. And McCaffrey has a first down. Tripped up inside the 25-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Well, good balance here. Throwing the football, getting Christian McCaffrey in space. This is all they really want to do. Just get some blockers out in front. You see the tackle, Chris Clark pull, get in space. Good job by Van Roten there, moving the defender out of the way, and Christian McCaffrey takes advantage of it.
He gains 18. That's 5 first downs on this drive for Carolina. Newton faked it to McCaffrey, gets it into the hands of Curtis Samuel. How about that play drawn up by North Turner?
Yeah, you knew at some point they were going to reverse. Last time we had these guys, they were in a double reverse on these guys that Curtis Samuel scored on. He's right here in your screen, and you know there's some sleight of hand here. Cam Newton with the fake pass, backward handoff to Curtis Samuel, and
Statue of Liberty play.
Yeah, quasi statue. That's exactly what it is.
Looked like something you drew up in our huddle yesterday.
in our game, it was not nearly as entertaining as this one is right now.
Newton swings it out. DJ Moore picks up a first down.
Just got so many little targets to throw the football here to, and it's not that they're pushing the ball down the field doing this. They're finding these underneath defenders, and this offense is so variable. So many things that they can do. Most rushing yards by a quarterback, most rushing yards by a wide receiver. leading receiver is a running back. It's counterintuitive to the way most offenses work, but because of their personnel, the way they use it, you see some of those anomalies with their numbers.
So tough to defend. They've already got 82 yards on this drive. First and goal from the 10. Funches makes the catch, his first reception today, and he is in for a Panthers touchdown.
That was a good drive, Kenny. That was well done and needed. This team looked like they were floundering a little bit on that last drive on defense for them, but then to come back and answer, this has just been outstanding. Cam Newton, I don't think he had an incompletion here, and finds his big receiver, the one big receiver on this team, the touchdown catch.
Isaiah Johnson remains down. Remember Justin Evans with the toe injury. They have all kinds of injury issues in the secondary without cornerbacks Brent Grimes, Carlton Davis, MJ Stewart today.
And their only other safety is Andrew Adams and Josh Shaw, who just came to Tampa a couple of weeks ago. And just watch as they converge here. Johnson's 39 there. Not sure where he gets hurt here, if it's, again, getting hit in the gut. Funches is just a big target and bounces off. Looks like he's all right walking off on his own power.
Fourth touchdown this season for Funches. Sat out last week's game with the back injury. Had his issues with drops 2 weeks ago back home in Detroit. Remember, he caught a touchdown pass earlier, but it was taken off the board due to a penalty. His first reception today. Now Gano out for the extra point attempt. Panthers marched 92 yards. They started at their 8th. The extra point is good. Newton finds Funches in the end zone. Carolina back to within 7. 10 plays, 92 yards. Cam Newton 6 of 7 on the drive. Panthers picked up 6 first downs.
Yeah, Cam Newton got hot on that drive, and really nice to see Devin Funches contribute. He's not getting a lot of snaps out here today. I know he's been in the football game whenever they've gotten into the red zone, and without a Greg Olsen, you need one of these big targets for your quarterback, and hopefully this gets him out of his funk that, like you said, Kenny, started in Detroit when he had all those drops.
That was the second of the 3 consecutive defeats for Carolina. Bucs will start at their 25. NFL players showcasing their passions this weekend beyond the game by letting their cleats do the talking as part of My Cause, My Cleats. Players and coaches supporting charitable causes through custom designed cleats. Discover how players are making a difference in their communities and bid on their special edition cleats at NFL.com/MyCauseMyCleats.
These are Ali Marpet's cleats. One of the personnel guys here, John Spytek, his wife Kristen started a fund for congenital cytomegalovirus, and a lot of guys in the front office are wearing that exact cause cleats today, shoes, and it's a very nice gesture. We mentioned it earlier. It's a great job by the NFL and good job by the Bucs supporting one of their own.
Absolutely. Ronald Jones tackled by Luke Kuechly, loss of a yard.
That foundation, their daughter Evelyn passed away from this disease when she was a newborn, and John Spytek's wife Kristen started the foundation, and again, it's very unheard of. It's CMV for short. I know there's a bunch of causes out there, but that's one that hits very close to home for this Buccaneers organization.
Second down at 11. Winston wrapped up, and he is sacked for the 4th time.
All this Panthers defense is starting to come alive, and really good job by the linebackers dropping into coverage. But when you have this much time, look, they bring another guy, a 5th body. There's just nowhere for Jameis Winston to escape. One way to keep an escaping quarterback, what Jameis has done the past couple of weeks, keep him in the pocket, is bringing that extra guy, making sure the edges of the defense are closed off for him. They get another sack, 4th one of the day, like you said, Kenny.
Dontari Poe with some help from Brian Cox Jr. 3rd down and 17. Bucs must get to the 35 for a first. As Winston throws, it's great, and he will pick up a first down. Needed 17, gained 18.
Well, another good decision by Jameis, and just mentioned the pocket being closed for him. It's wide open for him there. Nobody on the edge of the defense for Carolina. A rusher went inside, left the edge open for Jameis to scramble, look downfield. Cam Brate makes himself available, and they pick up a big third down completion there.
25 seconds on the clock, third quarter. From the 36, it's Kuechly into the backfield once again to bring down Ronald Jones. As time winds down, Graham Gano with a 37-yard field goal early in the third quarter. Then after a 52-yard pass interference, Peyton Barber into the end zone, and then Newton connecting with Devin Funchess. Some big plays on this drive by Luke Kuechly as we head to the fourth. Buccaneers leading by 7. Tampa Bay led by 3 after one quarter, 10 at the half. It's now a 7-point game as we begin the fourth. Huge game for the Carolina Panthers. Started the season 6-2. They've lost 3 straight, but still very much in the hunt for a playoff spot. 4 games remaining after this one. Second down and 13 as Winston steps up. He's across the 40 and has a Buccaneers first down out to midfield.
Well, with this run, Jameis Winston is the leading rusher for the Buccaneers today. This is a great fake here. Getting the defender Shaq Thompson to leap. You can never do that as a rusher. You just want to run through the numbers of the quarterback. You can always pull it down, and then this just decisive running by Jameis Winston, not looking to slide, knowing he needs to pick up some yardage to get the first down. Well done.
That's his second 18-yard run today. He's made good decisions. He has now turned the ball over once again. No turnovers for Winston last week.
Sneaky good runner, isn't he, Kenny? Just noticed it the past couple of weeks how good he is out of the pocket.
First and 10 from the 49-yard line. That ball was tipped. Intended for Justin Watson, the rookie out of Penn. F.A. Obata got a piece of it, Rondé.
Yeah, 94 to end the line of scrimmage. Just a quick little RPO. You know, that was going to be a running play, but Jameis Winston decides to pull it out. You know, nowadays, most offenses, receivers don't necessarily block anymore. They just come off the line of scrimmage and try to take away defenders by running routes, and gives the quarterback an option to throw it. Good play there by Obata with the deflection.
RPO, run pass option.
Run pass option. And interesting, though, where is Julius Peppers? He hadn't been in the game here much in this second half.
Second and 10. This is Humphreys. There's a flag. Peppers on the field now. There he is.
Well, they've clearly changed up positions, right? Julius Peppers wasn't on the end of the line of scrimmage. You got Obata on the outside, Julius Peppers inside. You know, Ron Rivera told us they were going to use Wes Horton
Pass
more.
interference, number 13, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
Pass interference call on Mike Evans.
Let's see if he's blocking before, yes, before Adam Humphries catches the football, and I think it's a good call. It's tough. Sometimes you expect that ball to be there quicker. I know what Mike Evans is trying to get up on James Bradbury because he's not a factor in the play, but ball was a little slow getting to the intended receiver and get a hold out of it.
You mentioned Wes Horton. He's on the field, lined up next to the left defensive end, Julius Peppers. Second down and 20. Winston gets rid of it quickly. It's Humphreys, and Adam Humphreys is close to a first down. Another flag, and now a second flag is thrown. Humphreys gains 20 on the wide receiver screen, but again, we'll check with the referee, Carl Cheffers.
Yeah, the hold is going to be again on Mike Evans, working on Captain Munnerlyn out there. He grabbed his shirt as Adam Humphreys went by. We'll have to check on that second flag.
Holding, number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
That's the right guard, Caleb Benenoch.
Yeah, there's the hold on right there on, I think that's Luke Kuechly. And I think some people were expecting that to be a personal foul on Eric Reed, but He had him before he was in the white. That's not a foul.
Ball spotted at the 44-yard line.
Why did they move back so far to move back up? I'm not sure what the Bucs offense was going there.
Second down and 17. Early fourth quarter. Buccaneers leading by 7. Winston over the middle. It's Godwin. Godwin brought down by Mutterlin at the Carolina 45, so it will be 3rd down and 6 as Godwin picks up 11.
No, they're giving him plenty of cushion playing zone coverage there, and it's an available throw for Jameis Winston. Easy throw. And then Chris Godwin does a great job powering through, getting this into a very manageable 3rd and 6 here.
Godwin over 100 yards today, 3rd time in his career.
I think if you're Carolina, you have to play man-to-man here. You can't allow this to be another conversion on 3rd down for Tampa.
Buccaneers 6 for 9 on 3rd down. This pass is off the hands of Evans, but a flag is thrown with Bradbury defending.
And I think this is going to be offensive pass interference, though.
I think you're right,
Kenny.
Second time Evans has been flagged on this drive.
Number 13, offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yep. Mike Evans, over the course of his career, is known to do this. I know he's big, but he likes to fight off defenders. That's great coverage by James Bradbury there. Look, originally he thought that was on him. And I think the official knew right away that Mike Evans was trying to gain an advantage, pushing him off. And good call. Good stop on defense for Carolina.
A pass interference call. Huge in the 3rd quarter, 52 yards against Carolina's Dante Jackson. It led to a Tampa Bay touchdown, but now Evans flagged twice during that drive for offensive pass interference. Fair catch at the 12-yard line called for by Varner. Some frustration from Mike Evans. Carolina football trailing by 7. Cam Newton turned it over twice in the first half, but led that 92-yard scoring drive last time the Panthers had the football.
Yeah, he's been really good in the second half, Ken. You're exactly right. Look at just the yardage disparity between 1st and 2nd. When they've needed him, he's been his best. And I got to imagine, like every time, this is Christian McCaffrey time coming up here soon.
McCaffrey, bottom of your screen. 1st and 10, 13-yard line for Carolina as Newton connects with McCaffrey. But he'll be dragged out of bounds back at the 12, so he loses a yard on the play.
Just a good tackle here, but he's just an outlet. Cam Newton's looking down the field. Javian Elliott in space does a great job here. We've seen Christian McCaffrey get in that situation, make one guy miss, and he's off to the races. So good tackle there by Javian Elliott,
who had an interception of Newton earlier. 2nd down and 11. Newton throws, and it's caught by Curtis Samuel. Samuel got his cleat caught up in the turf, and he will be out of bounds at the 43-yard line. He gains 31 on the play.
Vontae Harris is really close here, but when you sell out like that, you expose your defense to a big play. If you don't make the play, there's nobody else there to tackle you. Great job by Curtis Samuel staying on in bounds there, and if he doesn't catch the turf monster, he probably beats that safety there.
On the pitch, it's DJ Moore. Moore has a 1st down. They are in bunch territory to Los Angeles for a game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Kenny. Josh Rosen hands it off to rookie running back Chase Edmonds, who hits the edge, takes it in from 8 yards out. His 2nd of the day. Upset alert, guys. Cardinals in this one on the road in Lambeau in December 17-10. Kenny?
Looking for their 3rd win. Thanks, Carissa. 13 yards for DJ Moore in that previous play. From the 44-yard line of Tampa Bay, Newton picked off for the 3rd time. Pass intended for Jarius Wright. It's Andrew Adams with his 2nd interception today. So another huge play by the Tampa Bay Bucs defense.
We know Adams got the interception, but we haven't mentioned Gerald McCoy. Watch him on this play. This is a fantastic rush move. Swims Ryan Khalil, and this factors into this interception. It floats on Cam Newton because of that hit. And Adams with the nice interception and the 2 touches down. 3rd interception of the day for Tampa.
Bucs start from their 29. Winston over the middle. It's Humphreys, and he picks up a Bucs first down. The Bucs had only 1 interception over their first 10 games, plus 3 quarters. They had 2 late against San Francisco last Sunday, and now 3 today. So 5 over the last 2 games. And for Andrew Adams, he only had 1 his first 38 games in the league. He has 2 today.
I always thought that they come in bunches. Adage was kind of like, you know, just something you say when you don't have interceptions. But apparently it's true here with Tampa Bay.
Peyton Barber bottled up. Back at the 38-yard line, loses a couple. Dontari Poe, first Panther, in on the tackle. So under 10 minutes remaining, following the 3rd interception thrown by Cam Newton. Buccaneers with the football, leading by 7.
Well, and I think they have to stay aggressive. You can't rest on your laurels here. You know that Carolina's offense has struggled with the turnovers today, but still want to give yourself a little cushion here.
Got a good piece of that was Kuechly. So a 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Bucs.
Man, this guy reads football better than anybody I have ever seen. This is almost an interception opportunity for Luke. Look at him just eye Jameis Winston, and a little bit high. Maybe couldn't have got it, but man, that's a fantastic play. He knows he almost made a game-changing play for his defense. But it does set up a 3rd and very long here for Tampa. And again, this Carolina defense, I don't think they can afford to play soft coverage here. They got to stay in some man-to-man.
Tampa Bay 6 of 10 on 3rd down. Winston complete. It's great, but he will not get there. Thomas Davis makes the tackle 2 yards shy of a first. And the Bucs will send out the punting unit, so they are unable to capitalize on the turnover this time.
Yeah, good job by Carolina just dropping back into coverage. They didn't play man, they played zone, and Bucs were protection mode, kept 7 guys in the block, only 3 guys out in the route, and so forced it to dump it off to Cameron Brate and then just come up and tackle. It's a nice stop by Carolina.
So good job by the Carolina defense. Barber lost a couple of yards on his carry. Kuechly got a hand on a pass, and then the tackle by Davis. Cam Newton, you talked to us about complimentary football. Were the Bucs able to keep it out of the end zone? That was Josh Shaw. Question is, did it cross the goal line before Shaw touched it? The officials have gotten together.
Once he doesn't touch the line.
Oh, he did. He stepped on the line.
Yeah, there you go. It was close, and that's what they're trying to determine.
The ruling on the field is the kicking team player stepped on the goal line, did not reestablish back in the field of play when he touched the ball, resulting in a touchback. Timeout.
Nearly a terrific play, and they'll start at the 20. Cam Newton, new set of cleats on My Cause, My Cleats weekend.
Must be the shoes. You know, Cam has talked all week, past couple of weeks, about complimentary football. Well, now it's time for him to uphold his bargain. And usually when they get in this set right here, he's 2 wide receivers on either side out. It's a run play if they come with read option.
You are correct. Once again, Mr. Barber, as McCaffrey up the middle, gains a couple. So Cam Newton, 3 picks today. He said earlier this week, I feel like I'm playing the best football of my career. I just feel in control. There's no question marks. When somebody is at their best and facing me and I'm at my best, we win. 7 interceptions all season coming into this game, 3 today.
Well, he's going to need to be his best, Kenny, for the next 8 minutes and 16 seconds here if this team's going to come away with a much-needed victory here.
This defense came up big on that last Tampa Bay possession. Catch is made by McCaffrey, but he's down at the 24, so it will be 3rd down and 6.
And he threw a bad ball here, Christian McCaffrey. But man, this kid is phenomenal. He's a great football player. Going to make that catch. I know it's just a little 4-yard gain, but could you in a little bit better situation on 3rd and 6 here.
McCaffrey over 100 yards on the ground today, 6 receptions. Big play here for Carolina. They must get to the 30 for a first down. Newton on 3rd and 6. Under pressure, he throws, and the catch is made by Curtis Samuel for a Panthers first down, quieting the crowd here in Tampa.
Well, Curtis Samuel, we came into this game talking about DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel is the one that's having today. I'm sorry, that's DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel is the other guy that goes on top here, and he just runs away from his defender. Javian Elliott, this is hard for a nickelback, the inside player, to cover this route all the way on the other side of the field. Great patience by Cam. Nice throw, pick up that first down.
24-yard connection, and that pass is broken up by Devontae Harris, intended for Samuel.
Well, Devontae Harris took a little stutter step before he drove onto his football. This would have been another interception for Tampa Bay. Forcing the ball there to Curtis Samuel a little bit late on the throw, and he just avoided disaster there. That would have been a touchdown if he would have caught that.
Tampa Bay Bucs already with 3 interceptions of Cam Newton today. 2nd down and 10. Just over 7 minutes remaining. Bucs leading by 7. McCaffrey split out wide to the left, bottom of your screen. From the 48-yard line. Newton throws over the middle, caught by DJ Moore. Jordan Whitehead, the tackle. They are in Buccaneers territory at the Tampa Bay 46. There was a flag.
I think the end man of the line of scrimmage is Jason Pierre-Paul.
Number 90, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
Yep, it was JPP.
Just lined up a little bit in that neutral zone. You can barely tell here. You see he's a little bit ahead of Bo Allen there, the defensive tackle to his left, and it gives them.
Ball spotted at the Bucs 47. 2nd down and 5.
Yes.
McCaffrey shifts to the right side of his quarterback. Newton fires, caught. It's Samuel again. He's having a big day. That's his 5th catch. Came into the game with 19 on the season. Gain of 10, another Panthers first down.
And just good route design here. North Turner calls up opposite high-low. We used to call this. One guy coming from one side, another guy coming from the other, and it usually opens up right over the football. Curtis Samuel, you just mentioned it, Kenny. He's having a great day here. Much needed. Somebody has to step up and make plays. It's been Curtis Samuel on this drive.
Newton has connected with 7 different receivers.
Yes,
1st and 10 from the 37 of the Bucs. It's Newton off the fake to McCaffrey. Newton able to gain 4 down to the 33-yard line.
Well, he has the option to keep this in the belly of Christian McCaffrey or pull it, and when Carl Nassib crashes down, he takes it and says, I'll take my chances on who's ever outside here. Really good job there by Devontae Harris. Cam Newton's a tough tackle. He's big, and it's a great mesh point. But he's a big runner. Talked earlier, you can't go high on him. You got to get him low, take his feet off from him. Good job.
He was ruled down before the ball came out. 2nd down and 5 from the Bucs 32. Newton sets. He was hit as he got rid of it. And then it's picked off. That's the 4th interception by the Bucs today. It's the 3rd for Andrew Adams.
And again, it's the pressure in Cam Newton's face that causes this errant pass, this low pass that Andrew Adams is able to take away. 3 interceptions on the day. They come in bunches, Kenny. We're not looking at it anymore. This interception was confirmed, and Gerald McCoy doesn't have a sack today, but he has been impactful on these last 2 interceptions, working on Larson. Another good spin move. Cam Newton's not able to step into that throw. It's a little late and behind his receiver, and Adams with his 3rd interception.
This is Peyton Barber. Another Barber standing to my right. Rondé twice had 3 interceptions in a game for Tampa Bay, both against New Orleans. Aqib Talib did it against the Redskins in 09, and now Andrew Adams. So 4 times a Tampa Bay Buck has had 3 interceptions in one game. You have 2 of the 4.
Well, I got to tell you, give some credit to Andrew Adams. He wasn't playing much other than in nickel and dime situations as a linebacker. So he comes in with Justin Evans being hurt, Isaiah Johnson being evaluated for concussions out. He has to come in and play safety, and man, has he been impactful today.
Former New York Giant, started 17 games for New York over the last 2 years. He was signed in late September by the Bucs. Pass deflects off the hands of Adam Humphries. Clock stops with 4:22 remaining. And for Cam Newton, as we take one more look at this last play.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa, they're so, I know that's a short pass. It kind of complements itself as a run, but he falls down. He's not able to make a catch. It stops the clock. I mean, it just helps Carolina. This is a team in Tampa. Their inability to run the football effectively, or really just want to run the football effectively, I think hurts them at times, especially late game situations. You want the clock to be ticking right now. Instead, they got to stop for Carolina.
Winston on 3rd down. Cameron Brate ruled incomplete. They say it hit the turf.
Cam Brate tries to go down and get this, but I think this does hit the ground and bounces up into Cam Brate's arms. And again, incomplete pass. Play clock stops. Carolina's off the field with 4:17, but their offense back on the field.
Only 54 seconds off the clock. Dirk Cutter has the challenge flag in his right hand, and he will throw it.
Well, I didn't see Cam Brate's hand underneath this ball. I think it was pretty clear by that first look that we showed that it hit the ground.
Yes,
Tampa
certainly
Bay
looks like it did.
Ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
You may as well take the chance if you're Dirk Cutter, but it looked like it hit the turf.
Sorry, Aaron, I know this stings, but defense wins championships, and we're defending your truck now, so State Farm, you can pack those khakis and go.
Who's protecting my house?
Should I unpack my khakis?
No, you keep those khakis packed.
My name is Amy Belafonte. I didn't used to believe in monsters, but I do now.
You could help us save millions. You might be the most important little girl in the world.
The Passage, January on Fox.
Carl Jeffers taking a look. You only have your challenges for another 2 minutes, 17 seconds, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, you get why these challenges. I think it's pretty clear that this is going to be an incomplete pass, but to continue to build on the point, 3 handoffs there, and you get the clock down to, what, under 4 minutes, obviously, maybe under 3 minutes, and give less time for Carolina to try to get back into this football game, but it's the desire to want to run the football in that situation. Instead, they're staying aggressive, and it's going to benefit Carolina. And there's just one more look, and I think right there, the tip of the ball hits the ground. You see it right there.
And the key is it was ruled an incomplete pass on the field, so there must be indisputable visual evidence in order to overturn what was called.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're saying his index finger, his tiny little index finger is underneath
the
it.
ruling on the field stands. It's an incomplete pass. Tampa Bay will be charged with their first timeout.
So Cutter loses the challenge, only his 4th challenge all season. Bucs will lose a timeout, and they will punt it away.
I know you said they lose their challenges, you lose your challenges in 2 minutes, but you don't get it, you lose a timeout. That could come back and it could matter later in this football game.
Right, that part of it could certainly become a factor. There's Barner, did not call for a fair catch, and he was met immediately by Bobo Wilson. So Cam Newton and the Panthers offense back out, only the 2nd time in Newton's career that he's been picked off 4 times in one game.
Well, the defense has done their job getting the ball back to him, but these 4 interceptions are costly. A couple of good ones by Tampa Bay, but the pressure by Gerald McCoy on these last 2 has allowed Andrew Adams, to get 3 interceptions on the day, and you would think that that's enough for this Bucs defense, but they're staying in Carolina's staying in this football game. Tampa Bay not running the football, they're saving the clock, and 4 minutes, 7 seconds for Cam Newton, this offense, go down and try to tie this football game.
Huge game for Carolina. You had a look at the wild card standings. Newton to McCaffrey. So Christian McCaffrey with his 7th reception today as we check in with Kurt.
Todd Gurley. Nice 13-yard run. Over 100 total, 122 to be official, and that touchdown, and the Rams starting to separate themselves a little bit from the Lions right now. Kenny and Rondé.
Close game of the fourth quarter. Gurley into the end zone. Rams looking to go to 11-1 on the season. Second down and 5 for Carolina. 4 minutes remaining. This is McCaffrey, and he will battle his way forward. Looks to have a first down. He had 100 and 100 last week. He's now the first player to go back to 1970. First player with at least 50 rushing yards and 50 receiving yards in 5 consecutive games. New set of downs from the 31. Newton throws, nice catch made by the tight end Ian Thomas. That's his 3rd reception today. The rookie out of Indiana picks up 20 and another first down.
Well, he's done a nice job stepping up for Greg Olsen, who's out with that foot injury again. And this is a very good throw by Cam Newton. You see the safety, Jordan Whitehead, sneaking just underneath of that, but he puts it just out of reach, and big old Ian Thomas goes up and makes a nice catch.
Newton has turned it over on each of the last 2 possessions. For Carolina, they trail by 7, 3.5 remaining. Newton on first down. It's McCaffrey to the 44-yard line of the Bucs. His 8th catch today.
I gotta imagine in this situation that's who you're looking for. The Bucs are playing a little bit soft zone defense, so they're allowing this underneath completions to be caught. They're trying to just to defend the goal line. Don't want to give up a touchdown if you're Tampa, so you let them march down the field here. Try to make sure tackles, no big plays is what they're thinking.
Under 3 minutes on the clock. 2nd and 5 from the 44. Newton throws, deflected, and it hit the ground. Nearly interception number 5. Ryan Smith came close.
I think this should have been the 5th interception, and again, it's a tip. I think it's a Darius Taylor who gets a hand on it. Yes, it tips it up. And Ryan Smith, he's kicking himself right now. Tips and overthrows, hits him in the hands. That should have been another interception.
Instead, it will be 3rd down and 5.
Kenny, are you in 4th? Go for it on 4th down territory here if you're Ron Rivera.
I think so.
Yeah, with just under 3 minutes to go, I think you got to be thinking, and that'll affect the way you call this play if you're Norv Turner, if he knows that he's going to go for it on 4th down.
With the play clock winding down, Newton calls timeout. Atlanta United, Portland Timbers, the MLS Cup, Saturday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Fox, or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. 2:51 remaining. Panthers down to 2 timeouts, trailing by 7. Cam Newton picked off 4 times today, but the Panthers can tie this game with a touchdown and extra point.
You know, Kenny, most of this has been in the second half, but Carolina has quietly put up 430 yards despite only having 17 points on the board. Cam Newton only has 11 incompletions on the day.
Empty backfield from the gun. Newton wrapped up. Down he goes. Jason Pierre-Paul, 4th sack today for the Bucs to go along with the 4 interceptions.
Watch this get off right here, Kenny. JPP right there. Snap. He is gone. Fired out of a cannon. No chance for Clark to kick set and stop him from getting to his quarterback. And he is by far, Kenny, been their best player on defense this entire year. He comes up with that enormous sack for Tampa in a crucial situation. And 4th and long here for Carolina. I think this play call, and this is why they're taking a timeout, this is the game for the Panthers in their playoff hopes.
A much maligned Tampa Bay defense has come up big today. 4 interceptions, 4 sacks.
And Mark Duffner's got to be happy with his unit. I know this game is not over, but they have done so much good since he's taken over as defensive coordinator the past 2 games. I think they have been excellent. And taking the ball away has not been something they've done well, and it's all of a sudden what they're thriving at.
4th down and 9. It comes down to this. Carolina must get to the 39 for a first down. Newton on 4th down. Fires downfield, too far for Funchess.
He had him, Kenny. He had him wide open, did he have him? There's nobody in here. It's supposed to be somebody in the middle of the defense for Tampa. They're playing Tampa cover 2, and usually you have a middle run-through guy run through the middle of the field. Nobody does it. Look how wide open Devin Funchess is. He has to be able to make this connection, and he just overthrows him by a good 5 or 6 yards, and Bucks get the stop. I know Cam came in saying he was playing his best. This has not been his best day.
So now you have 1 timeout for Carolina and the 2-minute warning. So if they hold the Bucks, if the Bucks did not get a first down, Carolina could get it back with just over a minute remaining. They can stop the clock twice, but they must keep Tampa Bay from picking up a first down. As Peyton Barber is bottled up, and now Carolina will use that timeout. So now they can actually get the ball back sooner by using the timeout prior to the 2-minute warning.
And I think if you're Tampa, you have to run the football. I know it's going to be tempting to try to get this first down and close it out and be able to get in victory formation. But I think you just got to play the percentages that your punter, Brian Anger, is going to pin him back deep if you're not able to pick up the first down here.
So if they come out of the 2-minute warning on 3rd down, Carolina without a timeout, it would be about 1:15 on the clock if they stop them on 3rd down.
And I don't know if that's enough time. You'd need some really big plays from Carolina's offense to cover the distance of the field. Not saying it can't be done. They got to get their stop here on defense. Carolina, they're going to have any chance.
A first down and the game's over. From the 48 on 2nd down, it's Barber. So we will hit the 2-minute warning with the Bucks facing a 3rd down and 7. If they do not convert, Carolina would get the ball back with approximately 1:15 remaining. Two minutes remaining in Tampa. 3rd down for the Bucks. Carolina out of timeouts. So a first down will end the game. But if the Bucks are stopped, Carolina will get the ball back.
Huge play. You really got to feel like this is the season as far as playoffs are concerned for Carolina's defense. Got to be a run. Just got to get the ball carrier on the ground.
Bucks must get to the 42 for a first down. It's Peyton Barber, and he will not get there. So now Carolina cannot stop the clock. Buccaneers will send out the punting unit.
Well, they did their job here. Bucks try to run a little counter. You're going to see 2 offensive linemen pull fullback out in front, but good job by Luke Kuechly. Great job by K'Wan Short chasing down the line of scrimmage to get that tackle. Don't think it would have been enough yardage for the first down, but like you said, Kenny, they did their job, giving themselves a chance and setting themselves up for a potential drive. It's not going to be a lot of time, but see what Cam Newton, this offense, can do.
Buccaneers letting the clock wind down.
Probably take the penalty here, give themselves a little bit more room. And your math was off, Kenny. It's 1:13.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
We said around 1:15 was when the punt would take place.
Just keeping you honest. Just keeping you honest.
So, with 1:13 on the clock, Rob, the Bucks will set up. Anger waiting back at his 32-yard line. Barner is deep. Barner will let it bounce. It takes a Carolina roll. It was a 10-point game at halftime. Carolina with a field goal early in the 3rd. Then Peyton Barber up and over. Tampa Bay led by 14. Cam Newton, Devin Funchess 7-point game. No scoring here in the third, or I should say the fourth, but a couple of interceptions. Andrew Adams with his second and third picks of the game, tying the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise record.
Here we go, Kenny. Minute 5, no timeouts. They need some big plays here.
They start from the 26. Panthers must go 74 yards in 65 seconds. Newton complete. Ian Thomas. Buccaneers keep him in bounds.
Everybody works these situations. These are the ones you want to be in if you're a quarterback. You got to get some urgency to the line of scrimmage. Everybody should know the play calls here. It should be seamless. See if they can get down the field here. Looking for the sideline if you're Carolina.
From the 35-yard line, it's McCaffrey, and he will not get out of bounds.
Monte David, nice stop to keep him in bounds. Clock is your enemy right now if you're Carolina. Again, they got to move fast. There's 30 seconds on the clock. They still got 65 yards to go.
On third down, Newton to the outside, Samuel. So now the clock stops. They pick up the first down. Only 20 seconds remaining. So they got the ball with a minute 5. They've used 45 seconds, and they haven't gone very far.
Oh, you just have to work the sidelines. It's your only option. 2 passes in the middle of the field is game over. So if you're the Bucs, you're just going to line up probably 2 guys on the sideline, keep deeper than the deepest. If you're the corners, now they're going to bunch you down up top in this formation, but this guy's got to stay outside. Make sure this ball gets tackled in bounds.
They picked up only 12 yards so far on this drive. Newton to the outside. Ian Thomas heads for the sideline. So now ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line with 13 seconds remaining.
I know that we don't have the percentages of being able to win a game with 13 seconds and still 55, 56 yards to go, but I don't think that it's very high here. And I think you're getting close to the point where Cam Newton's just going to have to heave one down the field. Look for your biggest guy, number 17, Devin Funchess, top of your screen.
There's Funchess, 13 seconds remaining. Carolina trailing by 7, and this play is blown dead. Timeout taken by Tampa Bay, so they will put the 2 seconds back on the clock.
Second charge, timeout, Tampa Bay. 30 seconds.
Well, the Carolina Panthers have certainly had their opportunities, Rondé, here in the fourth quarter, but a couple of turnovers and then stopped on 4th down on their last drive.
Well, you ask yourself, what's going to be the story of the day? It's going to be the turnovers. The defense did enough in the second half to give them a chance. They were able to move the ball, but those turnovers are just killer for this team. And to know that Cam Newton has done his share of good work for this football team this year, but he's had an off day. Give some credit, though, to this Bucs defense. You said it earlier in the game, Kenny. They've been very much maligned the entire season. Their record could be significantly better if their defense would have shown up at all. But when they've needed it here today, and they're playing really a spoiler role for the rest of the season, I think, they've come up big.
Buccaneers minus 21 turnover ratio coming into this game. +3 today with 4 picks. 13 seconds remaining. Panthers must go 56 yards.
And Carolina's flipped the formation. Devin Funchess is now at the bottom of your screen.
Newton fires downfield. Incomplete in the vicinity of DJ Moore. Down to 6 seconds. Now remember, Newton has had some shoulder issues. Earlier this season, they actually put their backup Taylor Heineke in a Hail Mary situation at the end of the first half, but they will leave Newton on the field.
Yeah, Cam's got a really strong arm, but I don't know that he can pump this ball this far down the football field. And there's Heineke. He's not coming into the game here, obviously, but
Mike Evans out on defense for the Bucs.
Down at the goal line. This could be rugby ball here.
Play clock winding down. They get the snap off. Newton fires downfield. Time runs out. The Tampa Bay Bucs. Hang on. Although there is a flag.
Oh, this just can't happen if you're Tampa. They're going to have a neutral zone infraction.
Offside. Wow. Defense. 5-yard penalty. That yardage results And a first down.
Game cannot end on a defensive penalty, so one more play for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, set up and do it again. And I think that was Jason Pierre-Paul again who lined up off sides.
Here comes Taylor Heineke in for Cam Newton.
Oh, you just saw that throw by Cam. It didn't reach the end zone. I mean, it landed a good 15 yards short of the goal line. So put Taylor Heineke in. You know, Cam, his new normal is not to throw on Wednesday. He's really trying to protect that shoulder surgery that he had. And I think because of it, he doesn't have enough velocity on his ball, not the same velocity on his football that he's had over the years.
Now on that play at the end of a half earlier this season, it was a Hail Mary situation. He wound up checking it down to Greg Olsen, and they ran 2 plays, but now with no time on the clock, they must go for the end zone. Heineke fires downfield, and it is batted down. Buccaneers win their 2nd straight.
In this situation, it's tempting for defenders to want to intercept the football, but the prudent play, knock it down. Mike Evans knocking it out of the hands of Devontae Harris, who looked like he was trying to catch this. This ball's got to touch the ground. A good job by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So the Carolina Panthers lose their 4th straight, drop to 6-6. Time now for the State Farm Game Break.
Welcome